Hello guys and welcome. So in this video I'm going to be talking about how debt begets debt, what that means, and how it can affect your personal finance. Thank you for watching the video so far. Remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell to help with the YouTube algorithm. Now back to the video. So what debt begets debt means is that if you are already in debt, let's say you got a loan for home improvement, and then you want to do something else. You want to get a new car, and then you get another loan for your car, and then, oh, you need to fix the roof of the house. There's another loan. It escalates and escalates and escalates, and before you know it, you might end up in a situation like I was in, where you end up taking out a loan to pay off another loan, or at least to pay off the monthly payments. That's when I ended up in a whole payday loan spiral a couple of years ago. And with it is really important to think about your day-to-day living and also as well the long term. So if per month, let's say you make $2,000 a month, okay? And your bills that you can't avoid, rent, mortgage, food, whatever, costs you about, I don't know, 700-800. So nearly half of it is already gone. That leaves you about half left to spend on whatever. Maybe you can invest it, maybe you can whatever. But then let's say you have one loan and it's costing you 200 a month. And then you get a car hire, and then that's another 200 a month. Then before you know it, you've nearly used half of the remaining money already just from two very simple payments. That's why I say debt begets debt. But you might have heard the phrase evil begets evil. So the idea is that any act of evil will just make the previous evil more. It won't counteract it in any way. And it's the same with debt, unfortunately. So having more debt or taking on more debt will not ever satisfy you. The only way that it can satisfy you is if you get a debt consolidation loan. So what a debt consolidation loan is let's say, for example, you have 5 different loans, and then the total principal is, say, 10,000, okay? But you're making 5 monthly payments because you have 5 little loans. A debt consolidation loan could potentially save you money because it will absorb all of the principal of the 5 loans, and then you just pay 1 monthly payment. However, you need to do the math, because if you get that consolidation loan and the interest is too high, then you might end up paying more than what is previously was given to you among the 5 loans you had. So it's a very difficult thing to do. But my recommendation, based on personal experience, is to always be aiming towards being debt-free. Aim that way. So there isn't anything, at least for me, which I have found in my life that you need to do now that can't wait. Simple as that. So, but thankfully, I've not been in a situation where there's been expensive medical bills or whatever like that, because living in the UK, you know, we have universal healthcare here. So, but generally, the point I'm making is that don't think you can cure debt with more debt. It just won't happen. It will just make your situation worse and worse and worse. The only situation that it can possibly work is a debt consolidation loan. But then again, I would recommend to get advice from a professional about that, and someone who can just do the math about the interest payments. And because obviously when you have a 10,000 loan, let's say you have a 10,000 debt consolidation loan to replace all the other little loans, the interest percentage itself, even if it is small, could turn into a lot of money. So that's the thing, because it's a much higher principal. But generally, I would say best to avoid it. So I am living a life, thank God, of being debt-free completely. So I don't have to worry about any debt, and I don't have to worry about more debt making that first debt worse, and so on and so on and so on. So that's the point I'm making. Also, as well, let me know if you've been in that sort of spiraling situation like I have in the past, where you used to have to take one payday loan to pay off the principal of another, or to pay off even just the interest of another. Like that was a very, very stressful time for me. It's probably aged me 20 years. So over 10. But yeah, that's what I'll say. And generally, if you're looking for a way to organize your life, organize towards it, just check out the other videos on the channel. I try and focus each video around one little topic, and then the overall picture is still aiming towards the same thing. And it's all guiding you towards the same thing. And this is all based on personal experience. So anyway, guys, I've linked 2 other videos to this video. Be sure to check out the videos on this channel. This channel is about becoming debt-free, personal finance, managing money, and everything in between.